I want to go back to the touchdown against the Patriots. How many times in this offseason were you reminded of it? What did people say to you about it? Wherever you traveled, what happened, and how much did people talk to you about it?
If it was anybody that I met for the first time, that was the first thing that came out their mouth, and they would tell me where they were, what they were doing, if they were at the game or not, if they had something for me to sign. When I went to Brazil for a smile train in NFL Brazil, there was a lot of NFL fans down there, and it actually was amazing to see how many people were just so in tune with the game and obviously my play, and for them to say that they shared a moment with me and the entire world in that moment, so far away from the actual moment. It was it's kind of crazy, surreal to me. So anytime I met somebody, they brought it up, and I feel like it will always have a special place in my heart, and I'm glad it shares the same sentiment with other people that share that moment.
When you look back on that play, are you still sort of incredulous that it happened?
I think that it taught me a valuable lesson in terms of being in a situation that you practice, and things may not go in practice according to how you want it to go, but as long as you put yourself in the situation, that anything is possible. And it's cliche to say, but when you do those things and you practice and the repetition comes, and like I said, the outcome may not be favorable all the time, but in that one moment when everything comes together, all the stars align, or whatever you may say, you go out there, you make that play, and you can look back and be like, that was something that we all did in a culmination of not just myself.
You think all the guys on the field, when you're 60 years old and you see each other at a reunion, that you're going to be talking about that play?
Yeah, I hope so, because personally, I'm a realist. So when I think about the play, I obviously think about the moment and the things that I shared with my teammates and my coaches and everything in that moment. Obviously now, with me also being a competitor, I understand that the bigger scheme of that whole thing was that we didn't finish the job. And that's what we're here this year now to do, is come back.
You finished the job that day.
Yeah, exactly.
But you didn't finish the job that season.
No, we didn't. We lost the next two games. Didn't make the playoffs because I think we were 7-7 at that time. We had every opportunity for us to go out there and do our jobs, just win out, and make to the playoffs hopefully. But that's neither here nor there. That was in the past, but it's always a learning lesson. And for that moment to be as high as it was, I felt just as low by not taking advantage of going to the playoffs and using that moment to catapult us into the postseason. So it's always a lesson learned in every situation.
That play, when I think back on it, it's against this kind of great mastermind, Belichick, and then the last person you have to beat is Gronkowski.
Mm-hmm.
And Gronkowski is either going to plant you in the turf and it's going to hurt, or you're going to beat him. Do you remember if you're thinking anything when you get to the 12, 10-yard line and you see it's just me and Gronk?
Yeah, I thought about that on the 30-yard line. That's why I kind of pressed as hard as I could at that point, because you can't write that kind of script in terms of Belichick seeing a situation, putting Gronk out there for a last Hail Mary second, but we're on a like 20, 30 yards on the other side of our own 50, and Tannehill has a arm injury that he's just coming back from. He had a lower leg injury from earlier in that game, so he's not 100%. So he's not throwing the ball 70-plus yards in the air. So it's like just the situation itself was kind of a weird one, because now with putting Gronk in that situation and me being in that situation and seeing him 30 yards after Ted Larson sealed off Patrick Chung for that block, the only thing I thought in my mind was I couldn't get tackled by him, because he's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, but he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame for tackling me. And I knew that I had to run as fast as I could and get in the end zone, and everything came to fruition.
The other ironic thing about it is the guy who's calling defenses that day is now your head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Has Brian Flores said anything to you about that play?
No. There's nothing, for him to say. He, in my eyes, they finished the job. They went and, made the playoffs, won a Super Bowl, and, I'm happy for him. Not happy he's on our side, and I'm pretty sure he's happy I'm on his side too.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.